Mm-mm. Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Now let's chase it down with a little warm vodka. Mm-hmm. Yes, there we go. Now let me see who's who in America today. That would not last long, Ed. Thank you, Johnny. It's Joe Daddy here. America today. All right. Stop that nonsense, Joe. Freeze it right there, mate. Take this down. You got to go look at this real fast. In my room. Ba-da-da-da-dum. Boom. In my room. Bo, 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 bo. Coming back to you all. Oh man, there's too much light on my forehead. Oh, oh, for shame. What am I thinking about? Look at that. Joe, let's do it so you can pick your head up. There you go. There, that's more better. Hey, Danny, how are you today, buddy? All right, Danny, the Danster. Let's see what else I have to get up, Dan. Let me see if I can get it up. This is that crazy Twitch thingy. There they are. Nobody's over. I think the lovely Charlotte is working today, so she cannot assist. I'm glad you're doing well. It's Friday. Which night are you working this weekend? Both nights? Whitney, my goodness, I never see you anymore. I miss you. How are you? I'm okay. Doing all right. There's our little wit. Our little wit. I mean, I don't mean that negatively, but I bet you can't tell my black shirt here. I have one of these posture things. I'm working on my posture because I'm so much in this damn thing and I'm creeping over. Yes, Wit is a mod. Wit has always been a moderator for the longest time. Oh, oh, you are here for a little bit, Charlotte. Sweet beauty Charlotte that she is here. It's been rough, really rough. Oh, I'm at work. How are you? I'm sorry it's been rough. I don't like to hear that. It's kind of a general thing, but I hope it improves for you, Wit. I do. You just bought one too? Yeah, this is my second one. The other one I started, and I said that can't be one. I tried to go cheap on it. So this thing is really good. Let me see. It's got a metal brace in the back and you make it tighter around here and it throws your shoulders back. You know, it's like, hey, what the hell? Hey, officer, I didn't do it. It prepares you for, this, keeps you up like that. But I find it you get used to it and it's good for you. So I highly recommend it. And I will try and put up what this brand is. But I got it on Amazon. It was like $24, something like that. Elizabeth, hello, Elizabeth. I'm confused. Have you two split up? Don't know, man. Don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, join the party. Come visit a little longer, right? A little more frequently. In the beginning of the year, in the year 2510. Okay, so yes, we have, and that's the way it is. Nice of you to visit. Don't know. Don't know. No, 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 no. Daniel. I got mine on Amazon too, yes. I'm not on here a lot, but you can always message me if you wanted to. Yes, I will do that. And I'm remiss because I should reach out to you. Many of you who are not always here. But time gets away, but that's no excuse. That's just my hand. If it was an excuse, it would be so many different things, but it's just my hand. Is the Juke here? Oh yes, he is. The Juke Meister has arrived. I'm also icing my inner thigh. Ooh, why would you do that, Joe? A spider bite. And from the point it swelled up all around, now it's much better. It's coming down. I had to elevate my leg and those things, but you never know with spiders. They said it could have been a black widow, but I survived it. I bit off her head and said, don't you bother me again. Of course, I don't know where it happened. I have no idea. I think I was sitting in here and I'm freaking out because it's kind of sealed. But you know, Florida, they can get in from anywhere. They could have come in, who knows? But that's done. I'm not able to really hear because I'm eating in a coffee shop. That sounds like a song. Hey everyone, there's Eve Adams from Canada. Eh? Don't you hate that, Eve, when I do that? I don't do it to, it's the extent of my knowledge. Most of my knowledge about Montreal was being kind of tipsy going through all the bars by McGill University, so I really can't. I don't even remember anybody saying, hey. Maybe the police said, hey, but, that was different. Okay, Eve, sorry to bother you. Charlotte, are you at Starbucks again? No, coffee number one. The audacity of someone to say they are coffee number one. Somebody says, well, how many places do you have around the country? One. Well, we have 700. Aren't you fancy? I don't think I ever say eh, but people do hear a lot, eh? Don't you know, eh? But I didn't hear any of the French people with French accents say, excuse me, sir, eh? Or maybe that was in Paris. I'm confused, Eve, I apologize. My geography's off a little bit. Now let's see who wandered in. Striper was first in the house, followed by Wit. Charlotte arrived. Yeah, Elizabeth, Juke, Eve, and of course, the ever-present Audra Sandoval. This is Audra Sandoval. Coming down the runway is Audra Sandoval. She's spinning right now, wearing a cute little Versace number, and she walks and pivots back. Lovely, lovely, and the appreciative audience applaud. It's like a golf crowd. Okay. Do you guys have any news on the coronavirus vaccine? Well, I think we'll have one very soon. In my room. In my room very soon. Yes, I don't know, I was thinking that very soon in my room. I don't know, I had that song in my head. My ice pack to keep the swelling down, but the swelling is down. Do you have any news on coronavirus, or are you waiting for the US to deliver it to Ireland? Eh? Yes, of course they say they're the only proper ones. Really going to buy that? No. No, I'm not. That was royalty in England. You know how they have those big fuzzy collars? So this is my big fuzzy collar. No, I'm not. I don't think they're fuzzy. They look like, what are they? You know, like those things that you press them down and they pop up. I don't think that's the case. We don't have to wait for Russia. Actually, we have 7 firms that are in final trials. Do you believe that? They're saying 7. So it should be real soon. I mean, we'll be okay. I will be getting my regular flu shot on Monday. I can't wait. I love getting that. It gives me a feeling of invincibility or instability. Instability. Which reminds me, for those of you listening, Monday I'll be giving labs at my doctor's office, so That's early, but then I have something else I have to do. So Monday is going to be an afternoon programming. Please adjust your sets or look at the listings in your local TV guide, and you will see I will be coming on between 1 and 1:30. So it's an afternoon gig. And hopefully many of you from the morning show can be here, but if you can't, well, I wish you were. They're doing testings in pharmacies. They do testings everywhere at my supermarket. I've never been tested for it because I think I'm asymptomatic, and it really doesn't matter. I mean, they're not as accurate as you might think they should be. And I don't have any of the apparent symptoms. I was taking my temperature last night for fear that this spider bite was going to be my demise. But honestly, it was, I played golf on, when was it? I played golf on Tuesday, I think, or Monday. Well, anyway, the next day, I came in here, sat down, and I realized I had that. So it's only been a few days. It's been a few days, so I'm all right. I'm almost out of the woods, and maybe that's where I got it. You can't be running around the woods naked anymore, Joe. As much as your neighbors like to play chase, I'm not going to do it any longer. There are too many nasty bugs. I don't blame you. You don't want to be exposed to anything. As a matter of fact, my the way it works for me is I give labs day 1. Day 2, I have a meeting with my physician based on everything he's found. And he does some other stuff, but, it doesn't matter. I've requested that I get my flu shot on lab day in the morning, get all that knocked out, and then we have a teleconference for my, because I know what he's going to say. He's a lovely man, and we talk about crazy stuff, but I don't want to sit in there. Florida bugs are not nice. I mean, I think I was looking online, and from the looks of my leg, I think one of those big old brown spiders just sat down beside her, or beside me. And when I wasn't looking, crawled up my shorts. I'm glad that it stopped on the thigh, I must tell you, because otherwise, well, I mean, you could be, my goodness. Charlotte, you're leaving already? Oh, man. She comes and she goes. It's so true in life, isn't it? Okay, Charlotte, goodbye. I'll see you later, I'm sure. I text Charlotte constantly. She's a lovely person, really. You should get to know her. I'm not insinuating they don't already know you are, but I'm just saying. Yes. She lives in Wales. And I don't know how you breathe inside a whale, but I've seen cartoons where they're on little boats inside of whales. And if the whale sneezes, out you go. So that's interesting, and I'll have to ask her about that someday. Could have been a cartoon, but, it's not even spelled the same way. Spelled. Do you know that in the UK, it would be okay to say spelt? S-P-L-T. Isn't that interesting? England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. England, mate. Scotland. Wales. Wales, I don't even know their accent. It's some British thing. But Ireland. Ireland always ends on the upside. Juke is in Ireland. How are you doing in Ireland, Juke? Something like that. Okay. All right, now this is becoming annoying. Yes, the swelling is going way down. My thigh is numb. And all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. I'm not sure where that came from, but I'm sure it was, it needed to come out so it wouldn't come out again for another 50 years. All right. Yes, we do. Claire's lovely. Claire's lovely. It's a choice thing. So, let's see. Who are we talking about? Talking to now? We're talking to Cliff of Moher, who's Juke. And Juke, what are you up to these days? Are you seeking passage to another, to let's see, the EU, out of the UK? Wherever you go, there will always be a you, Juke. I want you to remember that. There's a U in your name, and EU. So there's always you. UK. So you're always in a U. We are too. USA. Mm-hmm. So I'll be quizzing you later in the day. I want you to tell me what time is the morning show going to be aired on Monday. You know, what did I say? Monday. Okay, so why is that so fuzzy there? I don't know. Let me run this a bit. Is there, do I look fuzzy to you all? I mean, not the beard, no comments, please, but is it clear? I think someone comes in here and messes up my thing. A lot of UK citizens are trying to get Irish citizens so they can have access to the EU. Excuse me. Oh yes, because it's not as easy from the UK any longer, is it? From England or Wales or Scotland. There you go. All right, Elizabeth, that's going to be, it's for you then, so I expect you to be here. All for you. It's about the California crew. Ah, we could call it California Monday. Monday, Monday. Yes. So good to me. Monday, Monday. Due to get a shot or three. Okay. Why is there motorbike noise in the background? Because, you silly man. It's actually my hangar where I keep my small aircraft, and they're just doing weekly or monthly maintenance. Striper, are you at a drive-through again? You know he got it at a drive-through, or the lovely, lovely Diana fixed it. I don't have a Diana. Well, I don't actually at all. It's Joe Daddy in the morning. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. And it's a beautiful, cool morning here out in LA. We love it. Hopefully not too much smog or a fire, smoke, or rioting, and we'll be fine. Someone's in the kitchen with Diana. Someone's in the kitchen. I know. Oh. Someone's in the kitchen with Diane. His name is Striper, though. Your mom is still sleeping. Good for her. She's a beautiful woman. She doesn't need much sleep. All right, let's see now. Elizabeth, how are things out there outside of LA, sort of? In the County La Range. I think you're in Orange County. Duck La Range. The hell is that stuff? It's in my room, and I have way too much light coming in up here. Hello, sir. That's the wrong hand, soldier. Yes, but it's not, you see. So, maybe I have to turn this down. Move over there, you bastard. My lighting guy is a little lame. He broke, actually. So I had to make adjustments. Nicole Guevara. My goodness. It's been a couple of days since we've seen you. I hope you're doing well. And well, I hope you are. Nicole, are you not in California, are you? No. Charlie, you have some news to impart on it. Is it tea, Charlie, or is it good news? Do tell, Charlie, do tell. Ladies and gentlemen, Ooh Charlie is going to make an announcement. Oh, Nicole, darling, we must call the authorities. That is not a good thing happening in college. So, you're in El Salvador. Are you from, is it, let me see, because I was in the shipping business for years. El Salvador, isn't the capital San Salvador, or San Salvador, or something like that, or it's the same thing? Anyway. Okay, Charlie, let me see. I just weighed myself this morning. I lost another 7 pounds from 268 to 224. You should be very proud of yourself, Charles. That is amazing. But Charlie, the difference between 224 and 268 is much greater than 7 pounds. Oh, another 7 pounds. Yes, you're right. That is amazing, Charlie. You are to be commended, indeed. No small task in losing weight, I'll tell you that. Charlie, you're going to be down to your zoot suit weight, or what did you call it? What did he call it, Danny? A zoot, something like that. San Salvador is a capital, yes. Good, I got that. Charlie is to be, reveal the secrets, Charlie. He did. He's lost a significant amount of weight, and he is to be commended. Well done, Charlie, sir. Charlie, what is your destination, or what is your goal, or have you reached it? Yes, do you have any idea how much that weighs? I mean, just pick up a barbell. Imagine you're carrying that around. Not that long ago. Let me see how long ago. I was 10 pounds lighter than I am. Well, I used to run a lot. And I have friends who, I can carry this weight. It's not a lot of weight for me. However, I just don't feel the same always. But who does, right? Charlie, and what is your method, Charlie? Is it just a diet? Do you do fasting too? Or I don't recommend that, but I know some people do. Fasting for me is only eating half a pizza. You know, we all have our own methods. Hey, Whit, I'm going to send you a massage, and you know, maybe you can fill me on what's going on. The Bible and the Bermuda Triangle. What was that? Who's this? They have not been here before. You say myth and myth? Well, the first one I believe personally is myth. The second one, in 1972, a ship I was on in the Bermuda Triangle recovered a cabin cruiser with 4 men aboard who had been adrift for maybe 2 weeks. And before we took them on board, we had to ask them if they wanted to get on board. So we brought them on board, we put their cabin cruiser in tow, and we took it back into Mayport, Florida. And in the process of getting them on board, because the seas were rough, the screw guards, there are screw guards on the side of a destroyer. I was on a destroyer. And they have screw guards, metal screw guards that go out because the screws, propellers could cut you to pieces. They're enormous. So what happened was the screw guard went, we go up, pitch in the water, and boom, came down on the canopy and crushed the tiny ship. The tiny ship was lost. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would have been lost. So anyway, I digress. We head into Mayport and we leave the lads. We give them clothing. They shower and clothes and all on the ship, and we take them in. It takes us out of our operations maybe half a day. So we get it in there, drop them off, and we head right back out. And then I was in communications, and we get a message that the owner of the vessel was not one of the men. They had chartered it from him. He was upset that our ship crushed the canopy of his cabin cruiser. He did not say anything about saving the men. He wanted to know who's going to pay for that. And we did not pay for it because we did not claim, finders keepers, which you can do at sea. If it's adrift, you can take possession of whatever's in it. Okay, we were taking it out. So we returned it to him, and he didn't say anything else, as far as I know. And you just walk, Charlie. That is amazing because walking is the best. And I see people walking, but for me, walking takes so long. Having been a runner, whoa. But I should be doing that as well, Charlie. I have something I can walk on inside the house here. We know it's a floor, Joe, but no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking in place. Sometimes I feel I have to qualify everything with an explanation. Do you still eat bread and rice? I like to get this while I was telling my story. The secret is, at least for me, cut out the fast foods, cut out the soda, cut off the carbs completely. Just drink nothing but water, eat smart portions, and walk 30 minutes a day. That, to me, is a rigorous protocol because, I have actually, in the last month and a half, cut all sodas out, all of them. I drink only this stuff, which I really like. Now it's zero, right? It's zero, whatever. It's vitamin water. That is 0 calories, 0 everything. It's got a few things like vitamin C. It's got potassium, calcium, B12, and vodka if you want to add it. So, you might try that yourselves. What was that? I just heard something. Hey, it's Kathy is in the house. Good morning, handsome. Sorry I'm late. Is sorry I'm late here too? Oh, that handsome person. Thank you, Catherine. It's always good to see your smiling face and your hat. That is a quite the regimen you have there, Charles. That's amazing. In my room. And look at the sugar part. Yes, look at the sugar part. Okay, let me see what the sugar says. 0 grams, Charles. That's why I get it, 0 grams. I'm not really big into the sugar, sucre. You learned transition to a vegan. What did you learn, sweetie? Let me see. Maybe you sent me a massage. There she is. Yes. Oh, yeah. And of course, Whit, I will give that to you. And I am constantly on this Skype. So if you want to chat, we can do that as well. Face to face, kind of like like we used to do in group, but we can do it individually. I do a lot of that. So that would be fun. But I will certainly send you what you requested. Transition to vegan. Oh, I love soda. Listen, Nicole, what I found out, and I was hooked on feeling, hooked on a feeling. No, I was hooked on, yes, diet. My whole, it seems my whole adult life, or whenever they came out, diet soda of some sort, Diet Coke. Then Diet Cherry Coke was my favorite. Oh my God! But I was finding that I was going through one of those 18 packs. Is that what it is? 18 packs, like every 3 days. I would pop them like water. And I became addicted to the taste, and that's what they want. And it's really not good for you, so I've cut all of that out. And have I noticed a difference? No. But that's a lot of caffeine. So I read a lot about this. They said you are crashing. Well, I cut out coffee too, and then I, put coffee back on. But I do decaf and caffeinated combination, half scoop of each. And I don't drink it all day long like I used to. So it was what I discovered online from several people is that I was actually coming off of that addiction. Isn't that crazy? That you act differently. But so if I ever acted real crazy, I'm blaming it on them at that, and I will forever blame caffeine on that. Yes, the health binge, right, Ronald? Hey, Ron, it's good to see you. It has been a while. It's Saltwater Sam's here. I've got a COVID test booked at 4:30, so 30 minutes time to waiting in the car. Have a sore throat and a cough, so need to have it done for work. Oh, I see. Yeah, you know what? And Elizabeth and Whitney, you may agree with this. Certainly in this country, you know how they always say, especially the youth can be obese. Not all are, but can be. And to eat a healthy diet is more expensive than to feed a family of junk food. I believe it. I mean, Colonel Sanders will let you feed 14 people. Come on over and grab this big old tub of all this really good ingredients. It's a secret recipe. Nobody, even the Colonel, doesn't know. Is that a particular diet, or is that just every so often you do it, intermittent? Or is a diet called the intermittent diet? Ronald, you give me these tough words early in the morning. Yeah. It is more expensive to eat healthy, you bet, and it requires some sort of prep sometimes. Oh yes, a cup of joe. Enjoy it, baby. Behave. Just behave. Yes, I don't do I haven't done the COVID test. If I were to develop symptoms, I had them, if you will remember, over a year ago in November, October, end of October into November. I'm sure you all remember the incessant hacking nonstop because it wasn't just allergies. My friend was visiting and he had this thing. I went to the clinic, one of those pay clinic things, because I didn't want to go wait and blah, blah, blah. I go there and the nurse says, well, I don't see anything. They took a test. You don't have the flu. We don't know what it is. But here, take this Z-Pack. You'll be fine. Yes. And as luck would have it, I was apparently at the end, it was almost a month. And then I started to feel better. And well, now I'm just peachy keen, whatever that means. You eat with moderation in an 8-hour window, but nothing during a 16-hour window. And I guess the idea is to be able to fit through the 8-hour window and not get stuck in passing through it, yes. That sounds like a very sensible diet, Ronald. Learn how to meal prep. So much stuff. I mean, it is a lot. I am not one that generally or corporally likes a lot of, work, extra work. Yes, I can have an antibody test. Maybe I'll have it on Monday, but I think I have to request it ahead of time. I've already requested other things from them, from different doctors. I believe in one-stop shop. Why go to different doctors for the same stuff? And so I've requested from one location additional stuff to be shared with other doctors. And surprisingly, today it works. I want an antibody test. Antibody test or antibody? Auntie like uncle and auntie? An antibody test. Oh, she must be ravishing. You want the antibody test. Okay, so I'm misreading that. I think it's an antibody. I got you. Antibody test. Yeah, you can get one of those. Yeah, I know. In the heat of the day. That's right, Charlie. It's okay. Make sure you have plenty of water with you. And Charlie, do you wear some skimpy outfit to entice the boys? To see if you've already had the disease like the COVID. Myself, and two friends, two buddies, we're all around each other. We all had those same symptoms for an extended period of time. So we feel we've had it. And my friend, who's a police officer, said to his doctor, he's an officer of the officers. His doctor said, "Don't even bother with that." He said, because we are finding they're so inaccurate. It's showing up in Major League Baseball. It's showing up in the NFL, all sports. It's showing up that they test positive. They come back and do it the next day, and they are finding that they are not necessarily, positive. So it's tests. Oh, that's good to know, Charlie. So listen, everyone, pay attention. When Charlie invites you over to the house for dinner, just remember he may be scantily clad. So, if you're into that sort of thing, enjoy your dessert. Oh, you know what? Hey, Ron, I was speaking to a surgeon actually about those things because I always wondered. My deal is this. I have a blood pressure cuff under my desk. I keep it, one of those professional things. And every now and then I'll take my blood pressure. I take my temperature. My temperature runs a little low. It always runs like 96.8 or something. But I was asking them, I see the commercial for that deal where you put a thumb on each, whatever it's called, and you find out if you have this or that. And my question to them was not how it works, but doesn't that put panic into people that, oh my God? He said, absolutely. We are not necessarily big fans of those warning system things, which as they go, by the time they get to the doctor's office, everything is back to normal, So I don't know. And my friend he wears playing, excuse me, playing golf and they one of those bands. gives him all sorts of information. And like anything, too much information may possibly not be a good thing. Anyway, it's why I always believed when I was in the service and had a high clearance, these things that you knew at the time, you could see why you wouldn't tell the general public, because they would panic. But you see them all the time, and these threats are going to be, that's all they are. But today, they want transparency for everything, and I don't always think it's a good idea. Sometimes we're better off not knowing certain things. Now, health, of course, is different. But just a random check. What if you were just getting ready, you're dressed, you're ready to go, you had breakfast, you're ready to go, you're sitting there on the edge of your bed or in a chair. Oh, let me check and see where I am. Oh my God. It may cause anxiety, things of that nature. Sam Page. Oh, is that the new Sam Page? No, Sam Page Videos. Sam Page Videos is our guy, our Sammy, our saltwater Sam. There's Sam Page. He was retracted. What happened? Did Sam Page, the videos, take care of him? No, that was retracted, which means he did it himself. Too much information, right? That's the way certain people, everybody wants transparency. Everybody wants to know everything. I don't necessarily, if it doesn't have anything to do with me personally, I don't really need to know. If it's not going to compound my life, affect me directly, I don't need to know everything. I don't need to know, for example, that up and down the coast, out of sight, there are defensive aircraft flying 24 hours a day, all around guarding our borders. You don't need to know that. It does, when you find those things out, it does give you some sort of reassurances of something, but you never know. And then things are happening in your own country, so you don't have to worry about things coming in from elsewhere. But everyone doesn't need to know everything. People will always say, Big Brother's watching. Here's where I stand on that briefly. They already have my fingerprints from having been, I'm a Vietnam veteran. So they have those prints. I do not care if I have to go up so that I can get through a line at the airport and give them that to get through. I have so many friends that say, oh, that's a violation of my personal rights. Yeah, dude, you want to stay in line for 3 hours? Why not just go through? Who cares? If you're not a criminal, you can go through. However, there are those who say, yeah, but what's to say, Joe, they're talking to me, of course, that's the Joe part. What's to say those thumbprints of yours don't end up on some crime scene because they just needed some random person to stick there? Well, I'd have to get a good lawyer, I think. And if I wasn't even in the area at the time, doesn't matter. What if you are there stealing thumbprints and they're putting them around? Really, if they want to get you, whoever they are, they'll get you. They'll frame you. They'll do whatever they want. I'm just saying that for ease of use in my life, if they want my handprint, thumbprint, they already have that. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that's me. Oh, yes, Nicole, I had one monkey back there, and he was behind me, as was the Bernie Sanders puppet. They are over there on the floor because last night I had the picture, the Gustav Klimt hanging behind me. Oh, is it exposed? It is now. I had that off the wall, and I was trying to take headshots of myself, do it the cheap way without having to hire a photographer again. when Angela and I were together, we would take one another's photos. I have very good equipment, but I don't have a photog here, so I just try to do it myself. And then when they have my photos, but I don't like to let them use those since I have a beard. This is how I'm going to show up, and they go, "Hey, no, it doesn't call for a beard." I say, "Okay, well, thanks for telling me, you fools." But when I send them to my agents now, I like to send at least they can see that there's some facial, and I try to get the best shot I can. So that's what I was doing, and actually, I missed it. Thanks for reminding me. I've got to put them back up there, and I appreciate you bringing it to my attention, Nicole. Sam Page. Sam Page videos. Would you query Sam Page and see if he's telling you the truth? Yeah, my friend's behind me. They're on the floor. I don't think... Get off of him. That Bernie Sanders. I'm just playing. You know, it's crazy. No, I haven't. Where's the Klimt Museum? Is that in Dusseldorf? Gustav Klimt. It could be in Gustav. It could be in Scandinavia. Sam O'Doherty. Well, we cannot get confused with... You have the same name. Sam Page videos is actually O'Doherty too? An O'Doherty? It's probably O'Doherty. Should be an H in there. Vienna, Austria. No, I've not been there. I've had their sausage though. Not a big fan. Klimt is in Vienna, right? I was there 1 year ago today. Oh, cool. Yes, I would like to see that, his gallery, the gallery. Or if it's a museum, of course. Her name was Lola. Hello, Lola. Whitney, it was great of you to stop by. Thank you very much. And try not to work too hard, Whit. We miss you here. And well, on Monday, remember, I'm going to be here in the afternoon. Hopefully 1 to 1:30 in that vicinity. Before I leave, I'll try and set everything up. Yeah, but same first at last name in a small community doesn't happen that often. No, you're right. Thank you for being here, Whit. Happy to have you. The cup has greeted you professionally and with all decorum and taste. Lola, what part of the world do you reside? In what part of the world? You don't have to give us specifics, you just have to tell us your address. No, I'm teasing you, of course. You could say the UK, you could say Canada, you could say whatever you want. I know, you're a hard worker, Whit. They are lucky to have you. In Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. Yes, I like Texas. I've been in Texas many times. I've documented some of my trips here. Just last week I was talking about, in my 30s, going to spring break in South Padre Island. And you might think, at 30, why would you do that? Well, I was with a buddy of mine, and he was offered a condominium of a guy, some people he was working for, and he said, hey, go use it anytime you want. I said, well, let's try spring break. And he said, well, you know it's spring break, don't you? It'd be crowded. Yeah, we do. And he said, yeah, my buddy wants to go see what that's like. And we vowed that we would go every year. Well, we went that one time. Other times we were in Dallas, Fort Worth, had a blast there. I've been in Austin, and where's the one? Austin is very nice too. Austin city limits and all of that. Oh, where's the one with the winding river? What is that? San Antonio. Yeah, been there as well. When I worked sales, I used to get around a little bit. Yeah. Marco Polo. I do like Texas. Kitty Mortensen. Danish. U.S. seems to have it hard currently. Well, I guess it depends where you are. They've opened the restaurants up here in Florida, but Florida is like, well, it's Florida, you know. If something happens, they'll close them again. But to be honest, I haven't been inside a restaurant other than to pick something up, perhaps. Usually they bring it out to the car these days. The older you get, the more fun spring break is because college kids get younger and younger relative to you. I got to keep an eye on you, Striper. I think that's your target age. Yes, younger and younger. Oh, very young, what will you do this time? I'm only passing. Okay, US, yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. Was it you, Kitty? I said that I was in. Let's see. Denmark. Copenhagen. Is that Denmark? Is it? No. I'm losing track of my geography. I'm staying safe, yes, and I can see that you are doing well. It's small, but I can see. Copenhagen, yes. Love that place. Whoa. It's beautiful women in Copenhagen. Yeah. And this was in the 70s, so I'm sure they're still beautiful, and they're probably their daughters and grandchildren are as well. I can remember sitting at a crowded bar. Isn't that a surprise? And we had one of these translation books, English to Danish. So we would ask random questions. We had a bunch of girls around. You know, we were sailors with a lot of money, having been at sea for a month, you know. So we're buying drinks, having a great time, buying food, having, you know, and you might fancy one another or something like that. Not the sailors, I mean. And we're saying, you know, we'd ask them questions about America. Would you like to visit? Everyone, yes, would. That was so funny. Of course, that was a long time ago. From Fredericksburg, just outside Copenhagen. Many beautiful people and places here. Oh, let me write that down. Danny, our world tour, let's put Kitty Mortensen on the list to visit and say hello. Excuse me, I've always wanted to go back there. It was beautiful. When we arrived in port, the snow was falling and it was so quiet, and the city looked beautiful. That was a memorable trip. Memorable. On the road again, I'll be a striper on the road again, and we'll be finding lots of friends when we get on the road again. But I'm afraid our roads may go to different places. I can visualize it like this. So what do you think, Danny? Should we head into Wyoming or something? Well, well, before we leave, in Utah. Before we leave Utah, there's oh, look at that. St. Charles Elementary School. Danny, no, we can't go there. Just teasing you, Striper. This was a road again. See, this is a road again. On the road again. Traveling with Danny. We'll need a photographer. We'll need someone to capture it in film, on film, with film, on the phone. We would meet Kathy and Carrie in Atlantic City, so we can knock out all of our friends in Atlantic City. I mean, not knock them out. This isn't some gang war. Meet them, you know. Knock out meaning accomplish that mission. So I'll change that too. We should meet them in Atlantic City to accomplish that mission. That sounds worse. Okay, we should just meet in Atlantic City. Yes, you are only a short 24-hour driver. That's right, Eve. Are you letting us? It is important that we are able to get into your country because of, you know, border patrol. I'm always fearful every time we do this of crossing into Canada and they say, open the trunk. And I have no idea because the last person to put something in was Danny. And he goes, boop, and I hear it. Did I hear something back there? Van, did I hear something? No, I think the luggage just, something fell over. It's very concerning, but I never stop. Yes, you're not far at all. Lola. Well, I don't know. To the MDS no changes to the MDS website. Is there something you'd like to see? Because I need to be able to check my messages on a mobile version without going through my email. Well, here's the thing. We don't have an app. If any of you create apps, maybe we can get together and do that. You know, if we go to California, there'll be some big old party going on because we'll have Charlie. We have you, Elizabeth. Delilah will make it a party too. Delilah may be the floor show. Danny, I think it would be best if, instead of using our own vehicles, we were to rent a vehicle because who knows what kind of hijinks will happen. Would those of you in California be willing to go to Las Vegas? We'll have to put that questionnaire out. Danny may not like Las Vegas. Have you ever been, Dan, to Las Vegas? I've spent many, many months there over weekends. There's a no sleep zone. It's just, you would like it. Hookers everywhere. I mean, you know, I'm not suggesting that, but I'm just, you know, letting you know. Point of enticement. Elizabeth likes Las Vegas too. There's a party going on right here. Las Vegas. It's not so near. We have a nice big casino. I looked into going down there under the current conditions, and I think they have, like if you're on the slot machines or tables, they're all separated. And it must be in the house's favor. Slots always are, but you know, table games, if you can't get enough people around the roulette or around the, you know, it can be a problem. So they would win. Is anyone calling me from Brownsdale, Minnesota? Minnesota? If you are, I can't answer right now because, well, I just can't, and it's probably, I don't know who it is. No changes. Yes, I can't. That has been a bone of contention. Okay, I'll have to look that one up. Usually when Joe says bone in a sentence, it never makes sense, but this one does. We always wanted to do that, and we had some people look into it, and they, Angela and I always thought we would find someone who had the capability of creating that for us, who was a member and would do it. And if there was any incurred expense, of course, we'd pick it up, but it would be cheaper than having a company do it. So that hasn't happened. It's never happened. So I apologize for that. Minnesota. I like Minnesota. Love the land of, what is it, 10,000 lakes or something. I like Minnesota. 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 And there are a lot of blondes in Minnesota. Did you know that? Viking, like, is strong like bull. Like, you know, healthy people. I sometimes worry about Danny and his nicknames. That I used to call Kitty. That would be someone named Kathy you would call Kitty too, right? Kathy with a K, Kitty, possibly. She called me Puppy, Dog, and Tiger too. Oh yeah. Danny was quite the studorama. And what grade was that, Danny? Puppy Dog? Kitty, great to see you. Stop in anytime. Monday, if you're leaving, if anyone is leaving. That's not going to change. Monday is an afternoon programming schedule. Between 1 and 1:30, or possibly later, but I'm going to try and stick to the 1 and 1:30. It's all about me getting back here. I have to do something, and I need a ride. My buddy Bruce is going to help me out. Okay, yeah, that's all right, Kathy Kitty. Kathy Kitty. Meow. Okay. Puppy Dog. Danny, maybe you should change from Striper to Puppy Dog. Or PP Dog. Like P. Diddy. PP Dog. He's in the house, it's PP Dog. He's down to catch a mouse. Say your name, really? I hope you can. Kitty Mortensen. So I'll be able to say PP Dog is in the house. It's got a better Striper. I know you like that. You could put PP Dog, formerly Striper, formerly known as Striper. It's a whole remake. We're gonna redo you. You're gonna have this afro and PP Dog. Lola. Lola thought that was funny all the way down in Texas, Danny. I think it's a must do. You're always assigning nicknames. Getting something done to the Joe Mobile. Yes. Well, actually, yeah. Yes, I am having something done to the Joe Mobile. Puppy Dog. PP Dog. Come on, PP Dog is good. It's a PP Dog. Yeah, PP Dog's in the house. I got to thank him for the latest hit he's releasing on I Am PP Dog, formerly known as Striper. He's making his rounds around the country, and they're welcoming. Now let's go to Fresno, California, where there's a big sign leading into the town that says "Welcome, PP Dog," and we're going to our reporter, Elizabeth. Take it away, Elizabeth. Well, this has been fascinating. PP Dog showed up, and you couldn't even tell it was him. Tiger King. Tiger King, yeah. I don't know. PP Dog has more of a hip hop flair to it. To the P, to the P, to the D-O-G. I don't know. It's a PP Dog. It's a Joe to the D to the D-D-Y. The P. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm sure it'd be a laugh or two for about an hour, and then we'll just move on to something else. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels. Since I see you, I see that. Bows and flows of angels' hair and ice cream castles in the air. And feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at life that way. I've looked at, this could be sung, performed, because you don't have to really sing it, by PP Dog. PP Dog is, bows and flows of angel hair, and ice cream castles in the air, and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain, they snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but PP Dog got in my way. Okay, I think we're on to a rap song there, PP. Yachty's here. Yachty, we'll let you know when the tour is going to be in California. Danny, I'm concerned about a trip that long to traverse the country with exercise. I guess, well, you know, you could take the helm and tie a rope around my waist and let me jog down the shoulder of the road. We always like it when MJ shows up. If he changes his name to Puppy Dog, it's going to be, I'm still going to refer to him to P to P to PP Dog. Yeah. Knowing Striper, you could be like other people here and you come on as two different people. That's what we need everyone to do, so we'll really fill up the numbers. Oh well. Las Vegas, baby. You could get into some trouble in Las Vegas, wouldn't you, Ooh Charlie? Is there a certain part of Las Vegas that you would prefer to go to? Sam Page and David Clancy. Ah, the same person, huh? Isn't that the new, what's his name? Sam O'Doherty. Lola. That's a nice name, Lola. Is that your given name or just a stage name here? I like the name Lola. Her name was Lola. Yes, I don't even want to know the naughty things you've done, Ooh, Charlie. We should all be Sams and Davids. I'm a wraith, old man. I'm Enery. Enery the 8th, I am. You know who the troll is? Don't stick that on me now, Elizabeth. Trolling for dollars. There you go, trolling for dollars. No, Danny, not in junior high school. We don't do that. Or high school either, Danny. Just so you know, don't expect those excursions on a trip with me. It's lovely. Is it? I should try your last name, and I'm afraid I would butcher it. Is the S silent, or is it Sabay? I don't know. I apologize if I really. But Lola, that's a good one. We like Lolitas, certainly. So Lola, her name was Lola. And what did she do? She was a showgirl. Always liked showgirls. You know, the kicking and all that. That's nice. What? I know, I'm old. The Rockettes, you know. Boom, step ball changing. Boom. I'll be the choreographer. Work with me, people, please. Sorry, Charlie. Dia. It's Dia. Dia's back. How are you, Dia? Her name is Dia. And Dia is from, well, it's great to see you. How are things over there? Is it warm? Aw, so many kisses. It's kisses. Hey, yeah, where am I? Hey, I have people that I don't know as long as you, and they don't send me kisses. Charlie, keep your kisses to yourself, please. Full of corona. Full of corona. So are you out? Are you out enjoying yourself? You're full of, oh, you're tired of the coronavirus. I thought you were drinking beer. See, that's how, you know. I wear flip-flops all day long. Isn't that disgusting? I have a closet full of clothes and shoes, but I wear shorts and short-sleeve shirts because, well, it's Florida. So I'm sure everyone dances. I'm going to have a Copacabana stuck in my head all day now. Lola, but that's good. Her name was Lola. COVID cases rising. We are going to have quite the election here come November 3rd. I suspect, and this is my guess only, and I think some others may share it, that I don't think we will have an answer on that election for 2 weeks. It's really, we have turned into, the entire country has turned into Florida, which is sad. Have I been to the Copa in New York? I was at Studio 54, but no, I didn't go to the Copa, I don't believe. Yes, I'm excited to watch the debate too. Well, yes. Dia, I'll answer with a yes. Certainly, one of those two will be. Why 2 weeks? Why do we say 2 weeks? Did I say 2 weeks? Oh, Angela and I have parted ways, Jamie. We're friends, and she's living her life. And here I am continuing to try to live mine. It's okay. At least you got in the gates before they close, so you're not that late to the game. It's only the top of the ninth. Let's see. What did Moons of June say to what? What are you answering to? Interesting, and I can see that happening. COVID in India rising? How will I spend my day? Today, I hope, if it is not raining, to play golf this afternoon. Studio 54. I dated a girl. I dated a girl who was a dancer then, one of those cages. Yeah. I've been to Plato's Retreat as well. There was a place in Orlando I went once. It was similar to that. This was about, I was 30 something. And I went there and guys had to pay to go in. Not that I was always just looking for something different. It doesn't mean I was overly strange. So here's what would happen. Guys would be at this bar outside. It's a true story, and I'm sure it does not exist anymore. If someone tells me the name, then I'll remember. And I know we paid. Guys could not just walk in. You had to have a girl with you, or a girl had to take you in. Seriously. So you would be at the bar having a drink or two, and a girl might come up and say, "Want to go inside?" Now, it did not assure you or anyone of like a Plato's Retreat, although that existed in there. But, you know, maybe she might say, "Yeah, this fun person, let's go in and see what's going on." So, yeah. So you might be sitting in a bar and you get a tug. "Hey, hi, how are you?" "Good." "You want to go in?" "Sure. Let's go." Once you're in there, you can, you know, whatever you like to do. But I usually dance with who brung me. So. Studio 54 is now they have off-Broadway and Broadway shows. It's a theater, yeah. Oh, it is my right to vote. Of course, I've never missed a vote in my life, to be honest with you. Even when I knew, wherever I was, that my particular selection was going to fall on deaf ears, it's still one of the rights that we have, right? Yes, so you have voting, you have to vote. I mean, you should vote. I'm a proponent of that. Once, though, okay, I know there's some things that people are filling out. I have one of these write-in ballots, but really, at where I live, at our community center, where they have a swimming pool and stuff like that, a gym, a library, it's very nice. You know, this is a gated community, so you just, you know, go over there. It's not like you have radicals lining up there. They can't do that here. They can't get in. So, yes, of course, always vote. For us California folks, vote yes on Prop 22. What is Prop 22? To displace your very handsome governor? I notice that the politicians, the men and women, as I get older, are more attractive. Who is it? The Prime Minister would be of Canada, yeah, Prime Minister. The guy in France, and his wife and their wives. Yeah. Well, because everyone's younger than me, that's why. How can you not register? Get your ass in there today, Danny. Listen, I'll tell you how to get out of jury duty. I have been on some interesting jury trials. In Washington, D.C., I was on it was a double trial for drug dealers. It's kind of unsettling because one of the guys was in shackles and the other guy, he was the kingpin, was able to walk outside. So we're sitting out there having lunch. There's that guy walking around just sitting there looking at us. This is not good. But anyway, as my friends who were cops say, it doesn't matter, Joe. They're in and they're back out on the street and whatever. Now they don't even need to be. I mean, selling drugs, yes, is bad, but using, come on. There was a guy, I said this once before, and it bears repeating because it's interesting. On a trial I was on, they were getting the drug kingpin, and this guy, dumb guy, undercover cop walked up and, hey, do you know where I could score some crack? So this guy walks around, shows, oh, that guy over there sitting on his lawn chair in his front yard, he's the guy. So both of them were equally convicted. I said convicted as it happened, but we had a hung jury because I was of a mind like, this guy's just a dumb fool who told the cop where he could buy the stuff. And the judge had to remind us that under the law, it's black and white. He is equally, he was knowledgeable. He knew about it. He was involved in the sale of that drug. And I think that is really kind of a slight miscarriage of justice. That guy wasn't smart enough to know what the hell he was doing anywhere. And I thought, they polled the jury and everything. We had to do it because his lawyer thought, no way. And then the judge gave us some things. So. All right, where are we? What's Prop 22? Did we hear? Oh, Newsom goes, he won't open Disneyland. Well, that's, really important. Of course, we opened Disney World here. And Universal Studios and everything. And it's just delightful. It's like a wonderful place. I haven't been. I don't want to go there with a bunch of people. I mean, this is about all I can handle, the 12 of you. Okay. Elizabeth, it's to keep both Uber and Lyft in California, mainly because California wants to turn independent contractors to, oh, listen, I went through that in California. Actually, those laws. Or you just have to go up and say, Your Honor, I just don't trust lawyers. Is your opinion going to in any way affect your decision? Well, no, Your Honor, it's not, but I hate lawyers. I mean, I'm telling you. My friend was arrested and his lawyer did a terrible, so I have a very bad taste in my mouth about it, but it won't affect me at all. It's hilarious. But they're probably onto that. Anyway. So, of course, you should do your duty though, you shouldn't be fearful of jury duty. It's a wonderful experience to do that, and you're really being a citizen and contributing to society, to the judicial process. If you agree with I do, that there needs to be a judicial process. Heidi now, Lola in Texas. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lola. Thank you, baby. Lola's a sweetheart. Okay, so yes, but that kind of fuck over people that work for them. Fuck over the people that work for them. Who are we talking about? If you have a driver's license, you can still be called. That's a myth. But jury duty can be fun depending on what case you get. And frankly, you can go get out of it if you need to. Of course. Of course. I had a legitimate excuse once. I've been so many times. Legitimate excuse one time in band camp. and an ex of mine who had, for my birthday, was taking me to wherever we're traveling somewhere. And I said, may I please speak? Yes, and I'm speaking to the judge. Your Honor, I know this is, you may think this is lame, but it is the truth. My girlfriend and I have tickets to go to whatever island, and it falls right then. And this case may run over that. And, you know, I mean, it's for my birthday. You see my birthday. So if there's anything you do, I appreciate it. Well, that's not something we would excuse you for ordinarily. Yes, sir, I understand. Thank you. I go back and have a seat. And then towards it, they're going through all these jurors, and I'm still sitting up there waiting for them to come. And juror number 12, you're dismissed. They let me out. Great. They let me sit up there and suffer, though, to be the last one to, you know, pricks. But I got out of it. Jury I mean, it is, I thought I would like to be a grand juror. I would like to do that. Well, look at, oh, Angel Papi. Oh, gracias. Besos. Is it Bezos? It's in Bezos in Portuguese, right? Look at all this. Yeah, I think you're right. They just don't. And you know who would like to be here? Narissa, I think, works in the court system. She's in Canada. I mean, if you don't want to be there, I mean, there's so many people. See, I take it legitimate. I mean, I take it as a civic duty, those things. And, you know, but if it looks, when you get there and they pull you in there, because there's a big, you know, there's so many sitting out there, and they finally call you in, and then you realize you're on this trial that if you are selected could last 3 weeks, and you're going, and if you think you're getting paid anywhere near what you get at work, no. As a matter of fact, if you're not working, you make more money than you would do. It's just, I mean, a stipend. It's not even lunch money. MJ, what was your case? Murder. Ah. I mean, murder's awful, but, you know, if you're going to go to trial, everybody looks for one of those. Mine was drug dealers, and, you know, so that was pretty interesting as well. You know, if you rip up those notices and throw them away, and you don't show, don't they have a record of that? I need one of you guys who are legal people. I was always told that you just can't do that. Wow. You know I have an affection for Nemacolin. That would be a great meetup place. The rooms are lovely. The golf course is exquisite. Not a place to begin playing golf. Ride along in the cart. But it's a very good golf course, and it is just so beautiful. Ah, there you go. Well, there we go now. Danny, don't have your dad go to Canada and become a citizen. And you didn't go for jury duty. See, maybe they're not enforcing the law. Maybe they figure, that's a legal term, by the way. Judge, can I get up? It happens around courtrooms all the time. You ask your lawyer, how much is this going to cost me? Not too bad. Are you a Stillers fan? Are you a Stillers fan? How about the Stillers? How about them Stillers? Ninnies, ninnies, nice, ninnies. Is it? Sorry, I'm not making fun. I'm just trying to understand. Can you phonetically tell me, type how that is pronounced? Is it ninnies? Ninnies? Ninnies. Ninesi. Nanesi. Classifies app-based drivers as independent contractors instead of employees and provides independent contractor drivers other compensated unless certain criteria are met. I went through that. I didn't get back to this, but I did that in California. When I sold my business, it was a trucking messenger company in DC. I went to work for a company that provided occupational hazard insurance, I forget now, I sold it. So I would go out to California, I'd meet these companies who had maybe 50, 60, 100 drivers working for them. They're on the payroll. So we would get them to convert over to independent contractors, independent business people. And it would save the owner hundreds of thousands of dollars, because the way workers' comp is, depending on the risk factor in your occupation, that dictates the amount per $100 earned the owner has to pay in workers' comp. And if you're driving all day long, you have a higher risk of needing insurance than, say, a stenographer, an office assistant. You see what I mean? A phone operator, customer service rep. They are very low. But the drivers, who are they're the force. If you had to pay workers' comp on them, well, I know for a fact in my company, it would have put us out of business. So we used independent contractors. We had long contracts done out and they would sign them. In California, however, and that was on the East Coast, in California, I went to big trucking companies, big companies. I mean, these guys were looking at paying $1.5 million in workers' comp coming due. And we would go in there. The owner was the easy one to convince to do this. The truckers, not so much. Because they said, wait a minute, I'm losing. No, you're gaining this. You're an independent contractor. You're not paying all of that insurance. You have a smaller fee for these, blah, 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 blah. So they become independent businessmen. We went round and round and we finally won. But I still see that comes up all the time, and in California mostly. It can come up anywhere, but the premise is that if you as a business, like I have my drivers and messengers, if I'm directing them where to go, then they are employed. I mean, that's making it very elementary, but it's true. That's what they're saying, that I am directing them. When in fact, if they are independent contractors, I say to you, Striper, you're sitting in your rig at some parking lot waiting for a job, and I say, Danny, I got this pickup, blah, 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 take it there, good, great. They would say, I'm directing you. The rub is that you have a right to refuse it. So you're independent. No, Joe, I can't do it today, right? Well, you do that too many times, you're not working anymore there. I mean, there's ways around it, but it's really crazy. Okay, being that we're near Pittsburgh, I'm legally right to be. The Stillers look good. They look good this year. Yeah. Proposition 20 exempts app-based transportation delivery companies from providing employee benefits. Yeah. First of all, I think that's good that you don't, okay, these people, when we would do this, they would always have coverage. Even with our stuff, they had coverage because they had occupational accident insurance. So they were covered. And if they never said anything, And we would say, look, if you go to a hospital, they're going to say, do you have workers' comp? And you're going to say, well, I have occupational accident insurance. And they're going to say, yeah, I have it. And you give them this, or you mention, or if you say you're hurt, you can't really get some, I have that. They're going to file with workers' comp. And that's what creates the problem. Too many people don't say, at least back in the initial phases of this, they would never say, I had occupational hazard. They would say, I have workers' comp, because maybe in the explanation it sounded like workers' comp, but it clearly wasn't. Anyway, that was a big, and it still goes on and on and on and on. If you are an independent contractor, you should be providing your own insurance. That's the way it is. So we would provide them a vehicle by which they could afford to pay theirs, and it was less than they were paying in premiums to the company. That's all. So it was very attractive, and we were able to get some through. Did Lola leave already? Okay, well, I've got to get ready for work now. I'll watch the rest of the stream later today, though. Have a great day, everyone. Lola, thank you for being here. And there's Jamie Wong again, saying goodbye, Lola. Jamie, you just came in. Jamie, good morning, everyone. Your favorite basketball team won yesterday. Of course, it's the LA Lakers. The La Lakers. Yes, it doesn't. Yes, thanks for the clarification. Although we did it before the cell phone apps, we did this with, here was another thing. This was another thing. And see, I understand where the government would take exception. We were the first ones. We were trailblazing this stuff around. Not the first ones, but early on in this industry, deliveries, they would see they had radios, our radios, and they are riding with a radio or a walkie-talkie or those Nextels, remember? Well, we made them buy those. So they were renting them from us. And they would say, but you're renting them to, yes, we're renting them to. They can rent the same equipment from somewhere else, but we offer a better price for them. Can anyone else call them? I guess they could. If they're working for other companies, I guess they could. The problem is, the drivers knew that if I'm taking this package from Joe's company, I get called on this other from another company, and Joe's package is late, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my independent contractor job with him. That's what it was. So, Eve, see you Monday afternoon, and thanks for reminding me. Yes, Monday afternoon is when we'll be doing this. I missed a call from I don't know where. I think I mentioned Moons and Junes. I didn't know until Charlie brought it up. But I'm in Pennsylvania too. So, have you been to Nemacolin Woodlands? So long, Eve. Thanks for being here. And Lola, and anyone else who is leaving. This weekend. I haven't really thought of it. I will go to the grocery store, I think. I need to. Not much, watching football usually. Golf and football. I have a steady diet of that. I won't be playing. I don't play on the weekends. I play golf during the week with my buddy Bruce. You guys know that when he's not working, so that dictates the day we play. And it doesn't matter to me if I get to play once or twice a week. It doesn't matter what day it is. So that's what I will do. I should post pictures of golf on Instagram. Moons and Junes. What are you doing this afternoon, Moons and June? Kathy, what are you doing? We know that Eve had to head out. Charlie, what are you doing this afternoon? I know you're not going to some lavish buffet. We know you're on a very successful diet there. Let's see. Bows and flows. Let me see if I can do this. Ouch. Ow. I've got this ice pack on my leg. If you guys didn't hear earlier, a spider narrowly missed the goods and bit my thigh. Bows and flows of angel's hair and ice cream castles in the air. There you go. Feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way. Now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. Wasn't very good, but you got the idea. But this is your part. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel. Every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way. But now it's just another show. You leave them laughing when you go. And if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I just don't want to belt the chorus. So what's going on back here? Let's see. They're in Pennsylvania. Wraith. COVID song. Jamie, thank you. The COVID song. I actually wrote a COVID song. You can listen to it on SoundCloud if you want. Let me see. Charlie usually asks me to do that. Who said that? Don't. My agent liked this song and put it on their website. I thought that was nice of them. Yes, I'll sing a little bit of it, but it's better the recording because there's clapping and, you know, it's such a polished product. Not really, but let's see if I can find it. You can't find your own song. You don't know it by heart. I do, but I'd muck it up. So let's see. Let's go to his songs, my songs. I've written many songs. Well, not many, about 5 or 6. That's not many, Joe. But I'm listed right there with, where am I listed? Oh, I'm right between Jimmy Buffett and John Denver. Okay. I did this on the tonight here on our show. Get excited because it's coming your way, Charlie. We got people from up north, they didn't know better. We're coughing and a hacking with a fever, they were on their way. We really don't mind if you come here, that's alright. Just remember you're gonna be quarantined for 14 days. I said, COVID, you're not gonna make it past 19. I said, COVID, you're not gonna live that long. Ugly COVID, the WHO says you're nasty. I said, COVID, just leave our world alone. Well, the press doesn't want everyone to panic. And the Gov of New York, well, he says the same thing. They're working really hard to keep us safe and breathing. And the thing for us to do is keep our hands clean. I said, COVID, you're not gonna make it past 19. I said, COVID, you're not gonna live that long. Ugly COVID, the WHO says you're nasty. I said, COVID, just leave our world alone. I said, COVID, you're not gonna make it past 19. Wash your hands. I said, COVID, you're not gonna live that long. Wash your hands. Ugly COVID, the WHO says you're nasty. I said, COVID, just leave our world alone. I said, COVID, just leave our world alone. That's my COVID song. It's traveling at number 10,000 with a bullet up the charts. COVID. It's a COVID song. A fabulous. Oh my God. Thank you very much. It's very different to be an employee versus, oh my God, yes. Well, thank you, MJ. It is catchy, right? It's on iTunes. It's on every place. But you can get it for free on SoundCloud. So, or I haven't done it in a long time. Usually Charlie requests that. Yes, there is. I'm saying you need both Uber and Lyft and all other services. Absolutely, I agree. If they were not able to defeat that in New York City with the yellow cabs, it should be everywhere. Don't you think? I mean, come on. Can't we make our own decision? Sure. And Spotify. I think it was on there at one point. I don't know. I'm glad that made your morning, Jamie. Or maybe it was something someone else said. My little COVID song. It's yeah. You always like that. Tonight here on our show, the Beatles for you youngsters in the audience. But we're the only ones that remember that, Striper. Mm-hmm. Mhm. Oh, I can't find it now anyway. I was looking up something. Something occurred to me. Always. Okay. Well, Jamie, where do you live? You probably told me once. Mhm. So you're not saying he was wrong, you're just saying he wasn't right. So there's a big difference there, Charlie. So listen to Kathy. So is everyone from California, Elizabeth? Moons and Junes is Pennsylvania. These children do play and go round and round. San Francisco is okay. So, Jamie Wong. Now, one of my favorite movies, Always Be My Maybe. Right? Did you see that? Um, are you any relation to Ali Wong? I know that was. I love that movie. I've seen it so many times. Keanu Reeves was exceptional in that. That was really good. I asked. I was married to an Asian woman. I ask all of my friends if they've seen that movie. Reminds me of my ex. A lot of the things that took place. I love San Francisco too. What a great place to. What a great place to live. No kidding. That is a wonderful movie. And what's the other one? The older one that is really. I mean, it's so. Um, my experience. All right. Obviously, I'm not Asian, but my experience in that relationship and meeting families. How driven that community is. So my in-laws were from Long Island, New York. Very nice. You place on the Sound and all the doctors. So you get together. It isn't so much that your children went to college. It's where they went to college. I mean, that was it. It was like, you know, it was Ivy League. It was this. It was that. It's pretty funny stuff. So the Good Luck. What is it? Was it the Good Luck Club? Not what was it called? So this was the something Luck Club. And that reminded me, but always be my maybe. Always be my maybe. If you haven't seen it, everyone, watch it on Netflix. It is hilarious. I mean, really good. And Ali Wong is just she's excellent. Now her stand up comedy may not. She's just like She's very crass in the language she uses, but she's funny. She seems to always do it when she's pregnant, though. Her stand-ups are recorded, but the movie is amazing, and you'll enjoy. Joy Luck Club, yes. Thank you, both Rafe and Jamie. Yeah, Joy Luck Club. So true. But I love that stuff. It's great. Joy Luck Club. Yeah, that's what I mean. What did I say? Good luck? Yeah. Figures, yeah. Yeah, she's great. So yes, I love that movie. And the guy Park, what is his first name? He was fantastic in that. I Punch Keanu Reeves, right? It's hilarious. I think I'm going to watch that again maybe today. Well, it was in Tupelo, Mississippi. No, I got into it just when I was a kid. I used to impersonate singers and stuff like that. I wasn't very good, but just, a little kid. And there's a video that they took of me of Super 8 when I was about 8 years old with a guitar around my neck, entertaining my family at a family picnic, me standing on the picnic table. And that's when it wasn't very good. However, then in school, I was always music. I mean, I did voice lessons. I did everything. I went to kind of a performing arts high school. I'm in the Hall of Fame there, by the way. So, if you're ever in Washington, D.C., you can check it out. And I just kept going, with it. Kept going with it. I was in musical groups in school. My college career in music was cut short by the draft. About a year or so. And then when I got out, I started, well, actually when I was in high school, I started doing dinner theater. So I started making some pretty good money. And then I did some things in the service, but, freebies there. And then I got out and I wanted to get in television. I took a job with CBS. That's how I got into the trucking business, because I was hired by a company out of New York in Washington, D.C. I was hired to chauffeur Walter Cronkite's wife around and the president of CBS. So when I stopped that was Jimmy Carter's election. When I stopped doing that, they asked me, what are you going to be doing? I said, I don't know, I'm going to be suing. Well, until you get your gigs together, why don't you work in our business? We are going to open up a delivery and messenger service in Washington, D.C. They always had them in New York, not so much in D.C. So I did that for them for years. Then I opened my own and did that for years. And then I got into selling stuff. And then the same Asian woman and I were in New York City, and I, through kind of the circumstance was she was out of town, and I was up at the bar up at Columbus Circle having a couple of drinks, and this girl saying, listen, you have a look about you. Did you ever do any show? I said, oh, I did it in high school. She said, look, before you have too much to drink, you call this number. Seriously. So I wake up the next day, see this number, when a number, remember, oh yeah, okay. So I had my photos, and I had my photos done, and I had signed on with Central Casting, and I did my first gig. I said, well, this is pretty cool. And then I had my own agents, then it mushroomed from there. And then, much to the chagrin of friends of mine who've been doing it for years that I met there, within 2 years I was, had speaking roles, and I was off to LA to do a movie. So, so that's all it was, but it's a brief career, but I keep doing it here whenever I can get stuff, but it's not that busy in Florida. I do have some fun stories. The ones about online dating in New York City are pretty funny. James Taylor. Yes, yesterday morning. Yeah. Yeah. Randall Park, yes. He is amazing. He's so good. Everyone's so good in that movie. And that was terrific. Well, listen, I like to talk, and someday I will talk. I'm very passionate about theater and television and movies and how they work and all of that stuff. So, as Kathy will tell you, when I get started on this stuff, I really like to keep going. But today, unfortunately, you never got the full version like this before. Oh, there's more to that. Yes. Yeah, it can happen. It can happen. You just got to stick with it. Yeah, I mean, it was very. I would be the first one to thank my ex-wife who was able to fund my entire career in New York. Live where I lived and could do what I wanted. I used to work in Saturday Night Live. I could walk to the theater. They call me up to come on there. It should be yeah. So since she was a doctor, when we would go to cocktail parties, they'd say, "So Joe, are you a doctor?" And I could actually say no, but I played one on television, and I did many times. So, and it actually works. So that's a little, it's self-serving. I don't really talk about it that much, but I love doing that stuff. And I would live there now in New York, except I left because it was so expensive. My apartment, it was very nice and new. It was probably that little foyer outside of this office, and a closet and a bathroom for about $3,500 to $4,000 a month. So, then you get diminishing returns. You had to go into savings to just keep, and so I came down here. It's much less expensive. We already had this house here. So that made it easier for me. My ex and I had two houses in Florida. This one that I got, I divorced, she has the one on the other coast. So if you didn't know that, that's a more inside story. Saturday Night Live is amazing. And we really enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it because it was live theater to me. And Saturday Night Live, you may or may not know this, but they do two shows every Saturday night. They do a show at 8 o'clock. I think it's 8 o'clock. In a couple hours, you get all of the entire show. There's a live audience, and it's being recorded, but it is not being aired. Okay? So they get things out of the way. What was that woman's name? Who played on the blonde who played on January Jones. Yeah, January Jones was in this scene. I'm sitting there watching it, and she was not pulling it off at all. It was a rap scene, and she's kind of like Lily White, and kind of she just couldn't pull it off. And just to give an example, she's a wonderful actor, but this scene she couldn't pull off, so they canned that scene. And then I saw someone else doing it 2 weeks later, who was really really into it, like Jennifer Lopez or something. Could really do it. I met a lot of great people there. And the 8 o'clock show, you get to see everything with a live audience. They record it. But then they cut it down to allow for commercials. Censors may kick some things out. I've seen good skits cut out. And then we wait to see, those of us working as extras, because it pays really well and it's a cool thing to do on a Saturday night. We see, in those days, we would sit in Jimmy Fallon's studio, which was I think above or below the 8th floor. I forget. We'd sit in his studio and watch the big screens, and then we would know ahead of time which skits are being cut because they would start bringing in all the sets from the skits that didn't make it, and they'd leave it in his studio because he wasn't using it at the time. on Saturday night. There's a lot of physical stuff that goes on. But it was great. It was great every time I was on that show. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I highly recommend it. And if you're ever in New York and you're an actor, I will put you in touch with a person that'll hook you up on that show. He called me for, I guess, a couple of years, every now and then, to say, Joe, are you back in New York? I have something good for you. You know, and for me to go to New York, I went to Jersey once to do a commercial. It had to justify. I had to take care of my flight, my hotel. Now, a lot of times when you are in the business, they will say, we want New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania hires only. I get those too. If it pays enough, I put my name in because I'll fly up, do it, spend the night, fly back. But, you know, I have done that before. So, yes, yes, we're on Discord too, so don't forget. Kathy, give everybody the Discord, please. The address. Charlie, you leaving? So long, Charlie. You guys will be chatting tomorrow. I'd have to list I don't even remember all the skits I was on. The one that I really like was, you can look up when Jimmy Fallon was the conductor and he played, was it Mozart or Beethoven? I forget. And we were in his band and he introduced us just like they do rock bands or something. I'm not a principal, but you can see me in there playing the violin in the back. And I played in the skit where January Jones was the host, and I played a scientist in one of those skits. I tell you, Fred Armisen is a sweetheart, a very nice guy. Bobby Moynihan was really cool. I met so many. And I have a lot of good stories on that, but I do have to go. So another time, perhaps. But please join Discord. And you want to see a short movie I was in, see Dino Blow. You can get it on YouTube. DINOBLOW. And I have some commercial stuff. I have many things that are not even, that I didn't put together now. But if you go to, you'll see some stuff I did. Go there, maybe you'll see some stuff. Anyway, thank you guys very much for being here. I enjoy talking about all of that, and I'll answer any questions if you want to. Send me a text on Skype. You should all join Skype, right? And it's that's how you reach me. Surprise there with that Skype. And just send me a text, and I'll welcome you, and we can video chat or just text. So everybody do that. Very transparent, as you can find me. And I'm on IMDb as well. Let me put that up. That's a good one. IMDb. Let me get mine up here. All right. Give me my IMDb here. There it is. IMDb Pro. Here you go. You get this link. Oh. Here's the link, folks. I'm putting it up for you right now. I think I am. Let's see if it goes up. If it goes up, here it goes up. I think that's me. Let me see if it's the same number. I'll be ashamed to be someone else. Yeah, that should have gone up, should have worked. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. I gotta see that comes up first. Not found. Okay, so I have to have it here. Hold on. Let me do this one. I want to make sure it works. There you go. Okay, I put up the wrong one. Not the wrong one, it was incomplete. It was incomplete, and you want the complete one. Here you go, try this. Try this, everyone. Well, anyone that wants to. It's actually here. All right, there, that'll work. The other one didn't. Okay, Rebecca King. Good to see you, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. And remember, on Monday, I'll be here in the afternoon, 1 or 1:30, maybe even 2 that late. So please check in. And Rebecca, I look forward to seeing you again. I have to scoot, so everybody have a great day, a wonderful day. Remember, it's your day. Take charge of it. See you later. Bye.